Hello, my name's Sam, and the purpose of my channel is to break down the news of the day, particularly as it pertains to stimulus at the moment, small business advice, and tips and tricks I have for getting through life in New York City. So if you could subscribe, I would really appreciate it. It really helps the channel. Thanks. The shitstorm continues. It is August the 15th and we still do not have a deal, and to make matters worse, the Senate has gone on recess, pro-forma recess, but recess all the same. Pro-forma means that they can be called back at any moment. So to get around this, Donald Trump has tweeted that he is ready to send out more $1,200 checks. Whether ready means he's going to do an executive order or he's ready to sign it if it comes through the Congress is to be seen. He said he wants $1,200 stimulus checks for all Americans, up to $3,400 for a family of 4. He said he wants more PPP funding, which is really exciting. Volume 1 was a big hit. My business got it, and I'm looking forward to number 2. And number 3 is he's indicated that he is willing to give some more money to states, which is what they need right now. The pressure point now has moved to funding for the post office for mail-in voting. Trump really doesn't want that to happen, and that seems to be his line in the sand. In the HEROES Act, there was $25 billion for the post office, and he doesn't want to fund it. So that is what is getting in the way of any kind of stimulus deal. Now, if he can unilaterally go around the Congress and do these executive orders, who knows? I think it's pretty dubious constitutionally, but we'll see what happens there. As I said, the Senate has gone on recess for 2 weeks. They're on pro-forma recess. They're on call. They can be called back within 24 hours, although I wouldn't look for a deal until September the 7th now, Labor Day at the earliest. That means we'll have gone 5 weeks without these extended unemployment benefits, and potentially we can have that hole filled by these executive orders around unemployment. On that note, they've given some guidance. The states do not have to pay the $100 for the federal government to give out the $300. So I know in states like New York and California, they've categorically said they cannot afford the extra $100. So if you do get unemployment and you do qualify, that being that you get at least $100 from your state unemployment, look for $300 plus up from the federal government, probably coming in one lump sum, and it'll be prorated back to when we ran out at the end of July. The next big thing that I think is going to move these talks is the debt ceiling. If you remember in 2011, Republican House Speaker John Boehner shut down the government over spending on the debt. He said that every raise in the debt ceiling, every dollar, needs to be matched with a reduction in spending on the other side. And he won that debate back in 2011. I think the Democrats could stall this. It would be a risky move, shutting down the government so close to an election. But they seem to have found their backbone. They are fighting hard for this HEROES Act. So maybe Democrats of a couple of years ago wouldn't go to that line, but it seems like they've learned some tricks from the Republicans. And I wouldn't be surprised if talks ratchet up and we get closer to a deal as that debt ceiling comes into focus. Although with Donald Trump, you never know. And also, if these executive orders come through, it might not be needed. This is a wild time. I can't believe that we've gotten this far. It actually blows my mind that we haven't gotten a deal already. I thought for sure the Republicans would want a deal because they want to get money to people before an election. But I guess they think that they're going to win more votes by holding the line, and who knows, potentially that's what's going to happen. So in other news, personally, I just got picked in another housing lottery. So I'm going to take you guys through that process over the next week as I get the documents together, as I coordinate with the realty. And I can take you through and give you some tips and tricks. As I said, I've won it before. So how to do it, and some pitfalls that I've fallen into, which meant that I couldn't get the place in the past, and the lessons I've learned to make sure that you can get the housing that you deserve. So that's it from me today. Thank you so much. Again, I really appreciate all the views. If you could like and subscribe, any comments below, I would really appreciate it. And I'll see you on the next one. Thanks. Bye.
This a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it.